Welcome, good evening, everyone. My name is Sourav. I am back with episode number 3 of VolleyTalks. This is an episode which is going to be very amazing. I'm sure of it. We have two very special guests. But meanwhile, let me just tell you, all of you who are probably joining in for the first time, what is VolleyTalks all about? VolleyTalk is basically an interactive talk show in which we analyze volleyball matches, especially from the Prime Volleyball League, and we have stalwarts from the industry of volleyball. We have some players, we have coaches, we have experts. All are going to grace this exciting edition of Volley Talk. So today in episode number 3, we have two very special people. Let me invite to you the first one on screen. His name is Mr. Bruno de Silva, hailing from Brazil. He first picked up football, not volleyball, as a sport and then moved on to volleyball. He has started from the age of 16 years. He has also won a gold in World Championship in the under 21 category in 2001. He has played for various clubs across the world in Saudi Arabia, Brazil, Indonesia, Switzerland. He has played beach volleyball in USA and is a very amazing volleyball player. I welcome you, Bruno, for this episode number 3 of Volley Talks. How are you doing?
Hi everyone. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. So thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be out here with you guys. Thank you. It's awesome.
Sure. We also have another special guest. He's Dakshinamoorthy, sir, and I'll introduce him in a little bit because today's Volley Talk is going to be slightly different as Bruno has got to leave for some further commitments. So we will first be with Bruno and then I will move to Dakshinamoorthy, sir. So Bruno, are you ready? All set from your side? Can we start?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm good to go, buddy.
Awesome. So the first question that I want to ask you is: you played in so many different countries, but this is the first time for you in India with Prime Volleyball League. What has been what has been your takeaway? How's been your experience? Please do talk a little bit about the Prime Volleyball League currently.
Right. It's been my first time here in India for sure. The experience has been amazing. Despite me getting here and have to be quarantined for the first week due to COVID-19. It has been great. I still, enjoyed every single practice that I had with my teammates, every single match that I have with my teammates. Volleyball itself was a little bit different, having to learn in a short period of time the 15-point set, the super point, the super serve. It was very exciting when we started to learn playing the game at the same time, and I think it's great. The level of the volleyball here, it's amazing. You guys have such a good material as players, so I'm looking forward to see what the future brings to you guys.
Absolutely, and Bruno, I think you are one of the most amazing players as well as of Prime Volleyball League. You have been a key player of the Chennai team. I just want to throw in a quick stat here. Just if you could just have a look as well. You have scored 38 attack points with a 47.5% ratio. You are number 11 in the overall attack leaderboards. Total number 12 in total leaderboards. If you look at those numbers out here, would you want anything to change in these numbers if you analyze and look back at the Prime Volleyball League? What would you want it to have changed, or what would have been better according to you?
Oh, of course, we want to change the numbers. Despite stepping on the court and trying to do my best for the team every single time during practice and matches, I am a player that I'm used to get set 50 to 60% of the time on a team. So I'm used to being in a rhythm and get fed, I should say. And here was a little bit different. I didn't have the time to train my teammate as much as I would like to, so then could trust me right out of the gate when we played our first couple matches, and it was a learning experience for me as a professional volleyball player. As a competitor, we always want more. And the numbers are okay. They're okay, but I get the feeling that I could have done better and helped my team much more. So.
Sure. Bruno, coming to the numbers, I have one more very interesting statistic, and this is your service. Before I go into analyzing the statistics, let me just quickly show how devastating or how effective is Bruno's service. Just a quick video before we go on.
And he has in the top scorer for different leagues in Indonesia, Iran, Kuwait, Arabic club, and the performance on the way from Bruno with his samba magic is really something.
So that was a super serve, Bruno, by you. And let's just look at a little data of your services. It's sometimes a double-edged sword because you are very aggressive in terms of your serving. There is some percentage of service errors as well. What do you think of your service? What is your approach when you serve? Would you like to speak a little bit about it?
Yeah, of course. Serve is the only skill on volleyball that you don't depend on anybody. It's just you, the volleyball, and your trust, your confidence, on your practice. So I always be an aggressive serve, being in a rhythm, hitting, during the match, during the set. It helps with the server, with my serve going into into a rhythm, and definitely, if I had the chance to go jump serve and get the other team out of the system, I'm gonna go hit hard the ball. I'm gonna go hit the ball hard 11 out of the 10 times. The goal is to always get them out of the system because it's such a short set, 15 points. We have to be aggressive from the serve line. I grew up, I learned that way, and I believe I'm gonna play always that way, always trying to be aggressive and get the other team off the system.
By the way, we all loved seeing your enthusiasm and your aggression on field as well. Bruno, because Dakshinamoorthy sir is also here and he's from the Ahmedabad team as well, I want to just quickly run you through the match between Ahmedabad and Chennai. Yeah, if you just look at the statistics over here, your team has better attack points, better block points, etc. in terms of stats. But still, you lost the match. What would be, if you look back at that particular match, if you remember, what would be the possible reason for losing this match in spite of being pretty better in terms of stats?
Well, it was a tough match for us. It was our first match. I don't think it will take me a little bit to forget about that match. I recall the match being very even. Both teams were going back and forth on the scoreboard, and every single time in every single game we got to 10-10, 9-9, or 11-11. One of their players, Ryan Meehan, would go to the serve. He scored a super serve, trickle at the net, and that would change the momentum of the game for that side. And unfortunately, it was a good match. Both of the teams they played really well, as you can see the numbers, but they got a little bit lucky on those trickle serves, using the net to score that double point. So I'm not taking anything away from them, but that was a match that we definitely would like to play that match again. A rematch. That would be fun to play for sure.
Absolutely, definitely. Okay, one more question regarding today's match. And I wanted your thoughts as a player because you have played both against Hyderabad and Calicut as well. Yeah, if you just look at them, look at their points. Hyderabad has won around 177 attack points, and whereas Calicut has been a little better in terms of attack points. But Hyderabad is a fantastic blocking team. Look at the block points difference here. They have won 51 block points versus 20. Would you want to throw some lights on today's match, your prediction, your thoughts, and also a little bit about both of these teams?
Well, predict the result. There's something that we cannot get right in the Prime League. It's crazy how we've been talking to other players from the other teams and trying to figure out, pick up their brain on who is going to win and why. And nobody knows. We get it wrong every single time because it's been so competitive, so fun to watch. And it's going to be a dogfight. Calicut's playing for their life in the tournament. And Hyderabad, they got a really good blocking system. So if I would have to pick one, I would go with Hyderabad based on how well they defend the ball. They play defense, against a good hitting team. They did really well against us, and I would like to believe that by the time we played against them, we were going uphill. We lost our first 2 games, and then we started mingle a little bit more, and then they just murdered us. That's the only 5 sets straight loss in the tournament was against them. So they're a good team. They're young, and they are on fire. So if I have to put my money on anybody, it would probably be on them.
Interesting. Bruno, a question on the super serve that you mentioned, the super point, and also about the the 15-point set. What are your thoughts about this particular format and the additions done over here?
I love it. I love it. For the players' point, it is a little bit difficult to get used to it, because usually when you're playing on a regular set, points like 25 points, when you get to 15, you know exactly how you're going to play defense against their position. So playing a set to 15 points, we get to flip that coin and start build our defense. By the time they score is like 6-6, 7-7, so the game goes quicker. For the players' point, it's a little bit tricky, but for a fan point, I love it. The super serve, the super point, it's amazing. Bring a whole different atmosphere to the game. It's amazing. Emotions runs high.
One thing, Bruno, I must compliment you. I love your energy and I love your enthusiasm. I'm going to show a video to all of the people who are watching here, and then I have a very interesting question from a small girl for you, Bruno. Okay? Here goes.
He made fewer errors, but he was more active. Hot hands, mighty swings. He had it all, and that's how he did it. Putting pressure on the opposition defense. His body language was a lot more positive tonight. Every move that he made spelt aggression. He's enjoying himself. Bruno da Silva with an all-round show, with better serving as well, and even better celebrations. Bruno da Silva, the Rupe, player of the match.
So, Bruno, over here, one thing that I have observed in the Prime Volleyball League is we love your celebration. Yeah. So this young girl, Akshita, she asked this question. It seems from Bruno's celebration after every ball or every point that he has won, it seems that he has won the entire match. Why do you get so happy after every point, and what goes behind your thought process of celebrating so much? What's your thought?
Volleyball gave me everything. My family, knowledge. We speak different languages. Seeing different countries. I cannot take any single point for granted. Every single time I'm on a volleyball court, I play as it was my last point of my career. So I'm so passionate about the sport that I just have fun. I don't even think about winning or losing anymore. I just want to get on the court and celebrate and play hard every single point I play.
Wow, super. Bruno, a lot of interesting and innovative thought processes of yours I am getting to hear. Love it, absolutely love it. One question for all the young viewers who are watching here: what would be your message for upcoming volleyball players if they are just starting out in their journey, who are watching? What would be your message to them?
Well, first of all, respect is the most important thing in life. You got to respect your parents inside your house. You got to respect your teachers. You got to go to school. That's first rule of life, And then when you start getting into volleyball, you can't take things for granted. You might not be feeling well to train today, but if you show up to train, you have to forget everything else so you can better yourself every single moment, every single minute that you're doing practice. So my advice to the young generation, to the young kids out there, is to have fun, to play with passion, okay, and not take anything for granted, because that makes a huge difference on the long run for sure.
Beautifully expressed. Thank you, Bruno, for this. And one last thing, if you have to summarize your success mantra of how you have been so effective as a volleyball professional and a player, what would that success mantra be for you?
One word, in one word.
One word, one line, one sentence, whatever you're comfortable with.
Passion, man. I'm passionate. I'm very passionate. I'm so happy, to be able to travel the world, to be able to have the opportunity to play the sport I love. My wife back home, she used to be a volleyball player as well. Now she's a head coach. She supports me the entire time. So I always play for them. I play for something, and I think that is what keeps me driving to be the best version of myself on a volleyball court, my family and the love for the sport that I have.
Super. I have an audience question, Bruno, if you don't mind. One last question for you. Is that
Of
okay?
course. Of course, no problem.
One quick question here. You mentioned a lot about passion, and sometimes it is difficult to maintain the same level of passion and enthusiasm, especially when you're not playing well, when you're on a losing streak, especially, at that time. What do you do at that time to come out of it? How do you still drive the same passion and same enthusiasm? Your thoughts, Bruno?
Well, as a competitor, nobody likes to lose. Nobody likes to make a mistake. So when we get deep on that hole, the hardest thing to do is to flip that coin and remember why you're doing this for. Okay, I made a mistake. My team is struggling right now, but we're still here. Okay, we still can make a change. We can still overcome this situation. So let's stay positive, okay, and move forward as a team. So we all going to struggle in life. The biggest question is how can we bounce back from a struggle? So it's just a mindset. We got to visualize ourselves, struggling and overcoming that struggle, before I go to sleep or during practice. You got to live in that moment, of success and failure. So that helps me a lot.
Well said, Bruno. Absolutely. And I want to thank you so very much for sparing your valuable time and joining us today on this third episode of VolleyTalks. It was great fun having you here. And for all the audience here, we'll be just taking a 10 seconds break and coming back with the second part. And I have someone very special to introduce. But once more, thank you, Bruno. Thank you for your time as well.
No, thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me. I wish you guys all the best and enjoy some more of Rupe Prime Volleyball League. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, Bruno. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
All right, we are back with the second segment of the episode number 3 of Volley Talk, and it is my privilege to introduce a very senior coach from India. He has been a pioneer in the sport of volleyball. He is Dakshinamoorthy sir. He has been a nominee for the Dronacharya Award in 2020. He's been a certified coach with more than 35 years of volleyball experience. Hats off to you, sir. You have won multiple coach awards, both in the state level, in Sports Authority of India, and coached more than 80 players who have got placed in various companies and went on to play for India as well. I want to just name some of the players here. They are Kangaraj, Jerome, whom we are also seeing in this Prime Volleyball League, Kamaraj, etc. Sir, you're currently working with SRM University, and he has guided them to multiple titles at university level. He has been instrumental in the grassroots development of volleyball in the South. So, welcome to this third episode of Volley Talks. How are you feeling, sir? How are you doing?
I am very much thankful to you, sir, for inviting me for this chat. I am my sincere gratitude for the Volley Talk, for sharing my views in this, which will be useful for the upcoming players in this country. Thank you very much, sir.
Absolutely, sir. And we are really looking forward to having this conversation. Sir, I want to start with you. So, you have more than 35 years of experience in terms of state level, national level, international level, and so many achievements as well. So, what one difference, if you have to share with us today, what is the one difference that you find in terms of passion, energy levels, vision from what it was before and what it is now? If you could just shed some light on the same, sir.
Sir, for the present players, they are having very good vision, but their approach is little minimal. In the Can we compare the modern players having not this much facilities and exposure, they have done their duty and enjoyed their playing volleyball and sincerely working for the promotion of the game. Now the players, present players, having a lot of facilities, including equipments, this now Volley League, like that. Since they have to be more concentrate on this effort, and they can do better in future.
Absolutely, sir. I totally agree with you. And I think with so much of beautiful exposure coming and so much of facilities being improving, I think if with more focus, I'm sure it will progress further. Thank you for sharing, sir. I want to quickly go on with two players, and let me just quickly share the statistics here. The first player that I want to just take you through is Angamuthu. I think he has done phenomenally well. He has scored more than 63 attack points with a success ratio of 47.7%. He's ranked number 2 in the overall attack points as well. And also, sir, could you please shed some light on Angamuthu first, and then we'll go with the next player?
Sir, Angamuthu is having a very good explosive power. He is having height and he is having very good reach over the block to attack. That is the main success for him. He is especially he is very good in zone 2 attacks. He is attacking very power and this reach, which is helpful for him to score points against opponent block and defense. This is his extraordinary skill. Since he was trained with me for 4 years, I know him. He is having the better quality and capacity to shine at international level. Is everything he is having. Only he has to, because of some injury in between, he is a little, his performance has come down. Now from this Rupe Prem League, he was one of the star player of the league. It is very happy for me.
Absolutely, sir. And let me quickly just take you through the next player that I want to just discuss. Also, Sean T. John. Again, phenomenal performance, 54 attack points, 46.2% success. He's number 4 in the attack wise and number 3 in the overall leaderboard. So please shed some light about him as well, sir.
Sean T. John is having very good speed, sir. They are having very good speed and very good arm movement, faster. That is his plus point. He is having all the qualities, technical qualities. Attacker needs very good reception, defense, block, service, which gives our team more edge over the other teams.
Absolutely, sir. I'm sure. Sir, one thing, both of them have done phenomenally well. Also, sir, you have been the first team, to qualify for the semifinals. Please do share a little bit about your team strategy. Also, is it been relying on these two, or is it like an overall team reliance depending on the day? Just share a little bit about your team strategy as well, sir.
Actually, sir, they are our key players. It is no doubt, but we are using them as per the opponent's blocking for this thing, blocking strength and their rotation strength. As per that, we are planning that we need to score point. We have to use them more. That is a strategy where nothing else. We are relying on our teamwork only. Our team is having very good chemistry with all the players. They are each and everyone supporting each and everyone, and they are performing very nicely. Mostly foreign player Rodrigo from Argentina. He is having very good experience in the lot of league matches in outside of internationally. So he is having that sharing his experience with our young players, which is helping us to perform better in all the matches. This is
Thank
the
you.
only strategy, sir, nothing else. As per our opponent strategy only, we are doing.
Great.
But in order to score the points, we have to use them more because they are having more talents. That talents um, to be made to get point for us. That is the thing. That is nothing else.
Sure. So also, you mentioned about your own team strategy. You play according to, the strengths and the weakness of the opponent. How do you generally discuss opponent strategies as a coach? If you would have to just share, how do you discuss opponent strategies? How do you discuss rotations in team meetings? How do you prepare for matches ahead? If I have to ask you.
Mostly, sir, from I learned a lot of things from this our senior coaches like Ramana Rao and all. I am using that one format. I will discuss with the mainly. I will take confidence of the setter. I will give the both setters to plan the strategy for this match. They will know they are noting down the rotation order. Also, we are analyzing the video matches of the teams which are playing. We know that, and so we are watching every rotation. What is a strong point? Every what is the weak points of the our team? How to match with them to get success. This we are discussing, and after the we are having a team meeting. In the team meeting, we will discuss where to serve, which player we have to target, what is the strategy to overcome the opponent blocks. This and all we will discuss, and I will give more responsibility to the setters only. Setter and libero they will sit together. They will make a plan, and they will give to me what are the implement other than they are suggesting. I will also tell them what to implement, what is the drawbacks in our some system that to be rectified to overcome the opponents. This is our strategy, sir.
Very nice to hear that, sir. So one of the persons I want to quickly take you through is you mentioned is Mr. Muthuswamy, and he's also your captain, if I'm not
Yes.
wrong, sir. And he has been very critical in setting up your team attacks. How is the captain-coach relation? You mentioned that you give setter a free hand initially, and then you improvise. How is the captain-coach relation? Do you talk about numbers, data, video analysis, etc. Too much before the match? How do you go about this?
Actually, Muthuswamy is one of the topmost setters of our country. He is having very good knowledge about the game. Mostly, setters of the are the brain of the team. Actually, they are the organizing the our attack against the opponents. So we are when we are giving responsibility to them, they actually having taking the responsibility, and they will plan their strategy to overcome the opponent blocks. It is our team setter and the opposite team blocker only volleyball game, because if we setter is making intelligent setting, avoiding the blockers, that is intelligent. This is critical uh, to score point with the opponents. So Muthuswamy also trained with me for 4 to 5 years. He was with me from the younger days. He knows me very well. We are having a very good bonding. And then from my thinking, what I am thinking, he will implement. That much understanding we are having. That is one of the prime success for our team in this competition. Muthuswamy having very good future for giving a lot of laurels to our country. He is having that much um, technical and tactical quality. That's all.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. And I think he's an amazing player. It's a joy to watch him play as well. Sir, I have a question for today's match. I kind of have asked Bruno the similar question. And let's just quickly have a look at today's statistics. Hyderabad versus Calicut. What do you make of this, sir? What is your thoughts? Who is going to win today? What is your predictions on the same, sir?
Actually, sir, Hyderabad is in safe condition. Only Calicut has to prove their worth to continue their journey in this league in future. This is a do or die battle for them because I expect more performance from them, expecting more to challenge the Hyderabad Hawks. They are very good youngsters. They are having a very good blocking system. Though, so it is difficult for them to Jerome and Ajitlal to score against that block. Even then, I think it is Jerome Vinith versus Guru Prashant, Universal. Both are one experienced Universal and one is upcoming youngster of the country. He is also playing all last two matches very good. So it is a battle between them. We see, I hope I am giving little edge to Calicut because they are having little experience and then little attack power more. Because Hyderabad is having that one attacker, key attacker, Vinod Kumar is injured. That is little for them little negative. Otherwise, they will also give equal fight. We will see. I will give little edge to Calicut, sir.
Interesting, sir. Interesting. Thank you. So one last question before we wrap for today. For all the young volleyball enthusiasts who are watching there today, please do share a message of what it takes to really be a stalwart in volleyball like you. Please do share some inspirational message.
Sir, youngsters has to take sports as like education as a. It is also one of your profession. They have to take their parents are giving lot of importance to the education only nowadays. Now like that they also change their mind. See a lot of sportsmen now earning a lot and getting a lot of fame and throughout the country and the world. They are having a lot of opportunities to prove their worth in the sports field. So the like education and other profession, they also take volleyball as one of the profession and passion to play this game, natural, one of the wonderful game. Throughout the world, it is a number one sport now in India and the world throughout world. They can happily participate and do their work sincerely and dedicate with dedication. They will achieve the target and they can settle their future life in this by playing volleyball. It is my humble request to them.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. And so with inspiration like you and with guiding forces like you, I think the future of Indian volleyball is in very safe hands. Once again, want to thank you, sir. Really appreciate your dedication, your spirit, hard work behind making Indian volleyball so phenomenal over the past 35 years. And I'm sure wishing you all the very best to your team and all the future teams that you coach as well. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. Thank you for your time. And it was an absolute delight, sir, hosting you today in the third episode of VolleyTalks.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share with my experience with you. It will be, I hope it will be useful for future generation. I will do my work sincerely for the promotion of volleyball since my last life. Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's so inspiring, sir. Thank you so much for joining, sir, and hope all the very best once again, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.